Good morning, everyone.
Thank you. Yeah. Yay.
Special shout out to Cassandra. I haven't seen your beautiful face in quite some time. Sweet to see you. So wonderful to see everyone. Um, wow. So Carol asked me what my theme would be, and I just reached inside really quick, and and um, and the words "being inside" came to me. Um, that's certainly something that all of us have been experiencing so much more of than um, what we might care to in some respects. And I'm trying to find ways to make peace with it. Um, I know that winter is so typically a time where, hibernating takes place and you kind of feel that inclination to cozy up underneath a nice warm down blanket and um, never venture out again. But it was my birthday Friday, and Darlene not only made it an exceptionally wonderful day for me and spoiled me rotten, but she made arrangements for a bunch of friends to come by, and I I came outside, and everybody was there, and it just made me cry because it was just so joyful, and I thought, part of why I'm experiencing that much more joy in being with all of the people I love is because I've been inside. So I'm going to start with a little invocation from Rumi. And I really invite you to take a moment wherever you are as you're seated and just lift your spine up a little bit as if there's like a little string coming from the top of your head and open up the sole of your feet and open up your base and just let yourself tap gently into the core of Mother Earth and take a breath. Just draw a breath in from the earth and let her know that you're here and let yourself know that the earth is here supporting you. Even though we're not seeing everyone every day, just take a breath and draw it up into the heart. Draw it up through the base. Let it fill that pelvic floor, fill your belly, fill your chest, and then gently breathe out through the heart. And another breath, and out through the heart. And then soften the crown and draw in from the universe the wisdom of the ancients, the stars, all the stardust we're made of. Draw a breath in from the totality of the cosmos. Draw it deep in through the crown with your breath into the heart. And another breath. Call upon your spirit guides, the holy ones, the deep cosmos, and then breathe from above and below and out through the heart. And another breath from above and below and out through the heart. And just let that cycle through and open the ears of your heart to these words. A sublime generosity. I was dead, then alive, weeping, then laughing. The power of love came into me and became fierce like a lion, then tender like the evening star. He said, "You're not mad enough. You're not mad enough. You don't belong in this house." I went wild. and had to be tied up. He said, still not wild enough to stay with us. I broke through another layer into joyfulness. He said, it's not enough. And I died. He said, you're a clever little man, full of fantasy and doubting. I plucked out my feathers and I became a fool. He said, now you're the candle for this assembly. But I'm no candle. Look, I'm scattered smoke. He said, you are the shake. You are the guide. That divine within you is alive. But I'm not a teacher. I have no power. He said, you already have wings. I cannot give you wings. But I wanted his wings. I felt like some flightless chicken. Then New Event said to me, don't move. A sublime generosity is coming toward you. And old love said, stay with me. And I said, I will. You are the fountain of the sun's light, and I am a willow shadow on the ground. You make my raggedness silky. The soul at dawn is like darkened water that slowly begins to say, thank you, thank you. Then at sunset again, Venus gradually changes into the moon and then the whole night sky. This comes of smiling back at your smile. The chess master says nothing other than moving the silent chess piece. That I am a part of the ploys of this game makes me amazingly happy. And just stay within your center, stay inside, feel your being inside that sacred ground. Ground yourself in your sacred being and take a breath. Draw that breath in from the earth, up and out through the heart. Draw the breath from the cosmos, from whence you came, in and out through the heart. Let it intermix and intermingle from above and below and out through the heart. And though we be socially distanced and brought together by little photons and particles and electrical impulses that send us these pictures and these sounds, we know the oneness that we share with each other. And just let yourself rest there for a moment and breathe. And as you're ready, draw your awareness back into your body, wiggle your fingers and your toes. But don't lose for a moment that space you've just created inside. That's being inside. So I do have to say, it's most odd for me to be talking to this little box and these little pixels, and some of them just your names. And if I make myself just the speaker and the speaker view, that's even more confusing to me. It's like that expression, there is no out there, out there. You're just talking to yourself. um, I just want to say, from the depths of my being to the depths of your being, how much I miss each and every one of you. How much I love being able to share this time with you. How much I call your presence and the love that we share at our church and in our community, and how we share with each other. How in a time when I can't see you physically as often as I'd like, that I choose to allow it to sustain me. It's part of how I find myself grounding in something that keeps me from feeling like I'm going mad or being overwhelmed by the sense of grief, because I think I know almost every one of you well enough to say that we all have that imprint of sensitive on us. We all have that empathic inclination, and we all have a belief that in the depth of all that is spirit and all that we are in spirit, that everything that's transpiring around us has purpose and meaning, and simultaneously my flesh filled form and my emotions and my mindset find themselves troubled um, and overwhelmed sometimes. I mean, to the point that I I just become blobular. I'm just I feel like I don't ever want to get out of my bed again. and and then I have a day like Friday, like my birthday, and I'm reminded. I mean, I actually felt a whole a whole renewal. I mean, it really helped me understand what a birthday might truly be, not just like the way we ubiquitously use the word birthday, like, a Kleenex. It's just a common thing. Um, but really a renewal and awareness. And it's funny because I say these things and I feel as though everyone here knows the truth from which I'm speaking, and yet I know the truth from which I'm speaking, and I am challenged sometimes to allow it to remain alive in me. And so when I thought about that being inside, that it's not just about my physical body wandering around in a little box and feeling like I can't go out and play the way I'm accustomed to. I really did try to examine more closely the wonder that it's presenting us. I think we all kind of went there within the first couple of weeks or the couple of months, but as this has gone on and we have felt the global impact, and we have felt and come to know people in our own lives that are affected and whose lives have been taken by this swirl of spiritual awakening that we're experiencing in the form of a pandemic. I mean, wow, have I tried to get my mind around that a few times or my spirit around it. And it really is, it's cause for expansion of our spirit, for as whole as we know we are, and for as um, as expansive and as light filled as any of us can experience ourselves. Um, this absolute closing in and contraction of our physical space, and the continuity and the connectivity that we have with people, and the nature of how we relate, is really astonishingly, I believe, coming to us at our request. I believe that I have felt a deep sense of frustration for over a decade, since we came in, well into 2012, right? And I don't know, I just anticipated something really miraculous was going to take place on the planet. And maybe it did at some level that I haven't quite seen it. But I felt a deep sense of frustration, and I have to say some disappointment. I really cared for everyone's consciousness to rise to a level that we could experience a sense of peace. I mean, oh, you know, you want to, and you don't want to talk about anything in the way of politics, but it's so pervasive in our lives. And there was a time when I felt like there really was a measure of hope that was rising, and I felt a sense of deepening heart centricness amongst everyone, and then it just kind of scattered. So I'm really trying to embrace this winter. I generally run away for the winter. I run off to Arizona or New Mexico or California, anywhere I can find more sun to replenish my solar cells. And um, I thought about getting on a plane yesterday. I had a ticket from a few weeks ago, and I gave the better thought of it. And it means that I'm kind of making a commitment to being here for the winter and being in a place where there's not as much light. And so I arm myself with a light box, um, and I'm going to try to move my body more, even if it's inside. And I think it's really time that I reestablish a practice, because I feel like I've distanced myself from the practice. Um, and breathing is important, and a conscious movement is important. And I'm I can't doubt that this time that we have right now, through the course of the rest of how this uh, state of dis-ease plays itself out on the global stage for the next year, as I see it, it isn't just going to be a light switch that gets flipped off. It's an evolution, and it's causing us to come into a place where we need to be evolving even more deeply than we have. And maybe it's only me. Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe each and every one of your smiling, sweet faces and giant hearts has this sussed. You already have a practice, and on the daily, you can keep your head up in these strong winds. But I have to say how immensely grateful I am for everyone here, and the reality that I know that you all exist in this world, and on this planet with me, and that I've had some shared history with you. And I have another piece that I want to read, um, because it just kind of spoke to winter. And I'm not a big solstice person. I'm not a big winter person. I grew up in Arizona, so like it's 65, 70 degrees on Christmas Day in Arizona. I I still haven't always made peace with winter. So maybe I'll try to make a little more peace, and maybe this will provide an entry. When winter comes to a woman's soul, she withdraws into her inner self, her deepest spaces. She refuses all connection, refutes all arguments that she should engage in the world. She may say she's resting, but she is more than resting. She is creating a new universe within herself, examining and breaking old patterns, destroying what should not be revived, feeding in secret what needs to thrive. Winter women are those who bring into the next cycle what should be saved. They are the deep conservators of knowledge and power. Not for nothing did ancient peoples honor the grandmother. In her calm deliberateness, she winters over our truth. She freezes out false-heartedness. Look into her eyes, this winter woman. In their gray spaciousness, you can see the future. Look out of your own winter eyes. You too can see the future. So, in closing, um, years back, maybe 10, 15 years back, um, Jerry and I, and others before Jerry and I, used to do a spiritual development class, a psychic development class, and um, we would gather on a weekly basis in each other's company, and a mix of people kind of came through that. And I've run into people who were a part of that circle before I ever came, and I was always drawn to them. And they weren't even people who I knew from church. They're like, "Oh, I used to do that with Helga," or "I did that with Jerry before you came to town." And I know that others have gone on since Jerry and I did it and have continued to perpetuate the way that Spirit moves through all of us and those less than 6 degrees of separation. I remember one time reading these words from Jack Kornfield. It's a little Buddhist prayer. It's just 4 lines. I'm going to read it 3 times. And if you catch the cycle of it, it's super simple. Maybe just repeat it inside of yourself, just so that you feel the resonance of its truth. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. And take a breath. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Namaste. I love you all. And thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to see and be with you and be inside with you.
Thank you, Lisa. Thank you for your beautiful heart, for your beautiful message. I'm grateful. Okay. Yeah. So I would like to say, first of all, want to thank you for your support. We welcome all donations to Lake Superior Interfaith, and you can send them to 1414 East 9th Street, Duluth, 55805, or your online banking option. I'm there pretty much every day checking that mailbox. Trying to figure out, okay, what's all this advertising in here? Anyway, I'm grateful to you all. Thank you for being here. So we have I'm supposed to say to unmute and then block for a minute or two to see and greet each other. Hello, everybody. So we have the church affirmation. I'll say that right now. We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of LSICC, like Spirit Interfaith. We know that as our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all the members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. Amen. So,
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Hallelujah. So, benediction. This is a wonderful one. It says, the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is.
Yeah. All is well.
All is so well. Amen. This one. So, board members, if you want to stay on, we could chat for a few minutes. I have time. If you have time, whoever.
Hi, Susan. I can do that, but I kind of want to say hi to everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Lisa.
Hi.
Hi,
Thank
Lisa.
you, Lisa. Thank you so much. Jean?
I did. Yeah, see you, Lisa.
I
Thank
do.
you, Lisa. Thank you very much. It's lovely.
Thanks, Lisa.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Lisa.
Thank you.
That
Thank
was-
you.
Thanks, Louise.
Lisa put me in mind of a conversation I had with my brother who lives in northern Minnesota. He's a carpenter, but he's also in charge of a cemetery up there. He digs graves by hand still.
wow.
Oh,
Geez.
wow.
And I
There's a
said,
meditation
"Hey,
for you.
that's exactly what I said, Larry, I can hardly believe you're still digging in the winter. And he said, Phyllis, with every shovel full, it's a meditation.
I believe that.
And
Yeah.
it fits the message so well. So thank you, Lisa.
Oh, Lisa, thank you.
Yeah.
Wow. Fantastic. It is great.
I have a question for anybody, Jean or whatever. Would anybody know Carol Northcott's email address if you do send it to me? Because I have a label to put on a Christmas card, and there's only 2 digits on the label for a zip code, and I don't think that's going to work. And I'm wondering.
Carol, I do have it.
Yay! Jack, just let me know. Okay. Thank you. Otherwise, all is
We
well.
just talked, Jean and I just talked to her probably a month ago or so. We check in on and
Yeah.
off.
What are you talking about, Carol Northcott?
Yeah.
You did
She's
fine.
doing
Wow.
well.
Doing good.
Has she retired or she's going to retire?
No, she is retired.
She's
She
retired
retired.
now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Ah, great. Ah, great.
She's been gone 5 years because her plan was to work 5 years and then retire. So
Ah,
She was in Minnesota recently because her sister was ill. So she came to take care of her for a little while,
Oh,
but she drove straight through and drove straight back.
I think her sister lives in Minneapolis, doesn't she, or someplace like that?
It
Yes.
seemed like it was a smaller town. I don't remember exactly,
Yeah.
but it's
Right.
somewhere in Minnesota.
Mm.
Yeah. I want to know what Lita's eating.
But she's going to movies.
We've been watching you have your breakfast, Lita. You're
Ah.
you're
You're on
you're
mute.
muted. You're
You're-
muted,
you're-
honey.
Can't
You're
hear
muted.
you.
We can see you.
Can't hear you.
Lita, there you go.
There.
I wanted to hear you speak, Lisa, so I had to bring my little breakfast up here. And it's a waffle thing you put in the toaster.
Yeah. Awesome.
ah, great. Ah, blessings.
A
I want to
breakfast
say,
club.
happy birthday again to you, Lisa.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Sure,
what
sure.
a wonderful talk. And I want to show you my today's thing.
Oh.
Whoa.
wow.
oh,
Oops, something
It
like
looks like me
Anyway.
inside.
you know, probably is. It's actually a little bit of a reading I did this morning about dissolution, that word just really, and then I drew the tower card, the lightning falling out part. So I like the whole idea of being inside and finding what are those beliefs and structures I don't need anymore and falling away from them.
Yeah.
So
Right.
for all your being inside with us, yeah,
Yeah, good, good,
Thanks.
good.
helping me fall out of the tree with you falling out too, because I'm a December baby too.
Yes.
when's your birthday, Carol?
I'm going to turn the big 7-5 on the 29th.
Whoa. Wow.
Yeah, what is that? 3/4 of a century.
Ah, 3/4.
Any other December people?
Who else is in December?
Dean
December-
Quack-
Jasmine is on the 21st.
I was on Thanksgiving Day this year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Sagittarius, but not December.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marianne Marks is on Christmas Day.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
How's
Good.
Marianne doing? We haven't seen her.
Haven't heard anything.
I
Okay.
saw her walking on the lake walk a while back, and she seems to be doing well. She's out and about and roaming around and getting exercise. And
Mm-hmm. Good for her.
good.
Dan Averill sees her quite a bit. I think that they
Yeah.
have a weekly Scrabble meeting where they meet and play Scrabble like all day, but they have weird Scrabble rules that I could never follow because she explained.
They're
Goes,
they're
well,
running away already.
I'm a traditionalist, Denise.
I know.
Classic. I don't
No,
get
I
this
can't
new
do that.
stuff.
They have different number of letters and they can trade letters and it's like, what? Know that Marianne goes to well, I'm sure the church isn't open now, but was attending a church very close to her house where she lives, and I think it's Rock Hill or something. It's something like that. But anyway,
That's in West Duluth.
no,
That's Lincoln Park.
east side too.
Oh, they have another one.
Yeah, they
I
do.
believe so.
Up
Mhm.
on Rice Lake Road or somewhere up the ways.
Hey,
I
Cassandra,
wanted-
do you want to say a couple of things? I'm just curious to know what you're doing in your world these days.
Who are you talking to?
Cassandra.
No, hi. Not a whole lot. Just hanging in there.
Yes?
I heard you were speaking, so I had to join.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate your energy and your presence here. It makes perfect sense to me.
I can tell you what Cassandra's been doing.
Yes. Yes,
She's been
Denise.
cooking.
I have been cooking.
I am sometimes the occasional recipient of her cooking.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
she stopped by last night with a little a treat bag for me, and so I'm very looking forward to my meal today.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Good, good, good. Everybody,
Do
Celebrating
you have a
community.
tail or is there a cat there, Denise?
Oh, it's a cat. Oh yeah.
No judgment. It did have a tail.
Bonnie just joined. For those who haven't noticed, Bonnie Walden is here.
Bonnie.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
lots
Hi,
of love to
Bonnie.
you, Bonnie.
Hello.
Put your video on so we can see you, Bonnie.
Are you hanging out in the sunshine? Or are you here in Minnesota right now?
Oh, I'm in Minnesota. I sold my Arizona place
You
Oh.
did? When did that happen?
Couple of years.
2 years ago. I'm
Wow.
getting so decrepit from rheumatoid arthritis that I just couldn't handle going down there anymore.
Oh man, I didn't realize that, honey.
All right.
Okay. So but did you keep your house here and are you where we used to do the sweats?
Yes.
Okay, beautiful.
Yeah, I'm in Mackinac.
Okay. Wow. I didn't realize that.
I'm glad you told us, Bonnie, so we can include you in our prayers.
Yes.
Indeed.
Yeah, thank you.
Say, Lita, I was wondering about the two planets that are meeting on the 21st,
Oh, yeah.
kind of for the first time in 800 years.
There's
Right.
Bonnie.
There you are.
Hey, Bonnie. Oh, so sweet to
It
see you.
works.
How lovely to see you. Yes, yes.
Okay, Lita.
Oh, well, you're talking about Saturn and Jupiter,
Right.
And Jupiter, right.
and they will be
What?
exactly conjunct at the end of Capricorn, like 29 degrees Capricorn for any of you who are Capricorns or have it somewhere in well, we all have it somewhere in our chart. And let's see, well, the 15th, yeah, that's coming right up.
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say.
Well, who is it that heard that it's conjunct on the 21st? Is that erroneous?
Oh, I see. Let's see. That's the winter solstice on the 21st.
Uh-huh.
that's something different than this Jupiter and Saturn. I don't have any notes right here handy, but it's a kind of a major deal. And of course, Jupiter moves faster than Sagittarius, so it will be moving along. And then once they leave Capricorn, which they've been in for a long time now, they will be entering Aquarius. So that's a whole different kind of energy. And that's about it.
Oh, thank you.
Hopefully different means better. That's what I'm,
Well, yes, and new energy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, obviously, but I mean, nothing's good, bad with astrology. It's just, but it will be different and there'll be a lot of change going on, and some people may find that difficult, but it's all, I see it as all for our higher good, no matter
Right.
what. And some people, especially people who maybe have a lot of that end of Capricorn and early Aquarius in their charts, will be really affected, I suppose, more than those that don't.
It feels like a release of some of the pressure we've been under.
Yes, yes. That's
We've been under pressure with the virus. That's just affects the whole
Well,
world.
yeah. And the political structure and the social unrest and
Oh, fantastic.
yeah,
Well,
all of
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there'll be a lot more change happening too before, things. I mean, it isn't exactly like things settling down, but Aquarius has to do with the new age, the new age kind of energy.
Yeah. But
Where
the other thing I got the other week was when we leave our bodies, we go out to the universe. We go out with the stars. We go out with the spirit of the universe. And that's where we get to belong. So it's more than just here on Earth. We belong in the universe of everything. And I had that happen to me. So I know that's where we get to go. And we get to connect at another level that we don't remember necessarily, but yeah.
Yeah, well, everything's changing, like all the planetary beings or whatever, the planets, the whole
Yes.
Earth and all of the stars, everything is going through major changes at this coming up time period. And right now, actually, we're starting.
wow.
I would like to say that being the music buff that I am, everybody knows the song, The Age of Aquarius.
Yeah.
And that it was actually, it came into being in 1969 and it received some Grammy Awards in 1970. And it was sung by a group called The Fifth Dimension, of which was long before long before I had any frame of reference for what the fifth dimension might be. But clearly, a half a century ago, people in the know actually put it out on one of the most popular formats imaginable in the form of music. And everybody knows the words to that song. And it came from the musical Hair and then was sung by the Fifth Dimension and became a huge, literally international hit. And there's a handful of other things that were done musically that really had phenomenal metaphysical impact in our consciousness, in a very subconscious way. Like still to this day, we say when the moon is in the 7th house and Jupiter aligns with Mars, then peace will guide the planets and love will steer the stars. This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. I mean, it's right there for you if you just return to the song.
That's right.
and it's pretty hard not to sing that song and not be uplifted, you know.
Right
It
on.
has that kind of it's a vibration raising tune for sure. So I invite anybody to just hum whenever they need to.
Thank you. Good reminder.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good,
Love.
good, good,
Well,
good.
if everybody wants to hang out for the board meeting, they're welcome. But I'm ready to kind of get along with the board meeting and say I love everybody who's here and
See you,
We
bye.
love you.
Love you.
Bye, love you
Bye,
guys.
thank
Love
you.
you guys.
Love you.
Bye all.